Mother, is it wrong to feel warm and affectionate when you're with a boy you really like?
No, dear, it is not wrong. Because this feeling can grow into a love that will last. It's the way happy marriages are built. But Mary, if these strong feelings lead you into behaving unwisely, well, the outcome can be guilt and frustration. And these are the things that can spoil the chance of your finding the very love that you're looking for.
So this video started off with a PSA from, I think this is 1960s. And before that talk that the young lady was having with her mother, she was on a date where I think they pulled the car over and they start kissing and they got frisky or whatever. And then she ran back home because she felt bad because she thinks she had violated some unwritten rules about being a lady. And that's, I guess, the way it worked in the 60s. But the talk is really interesting because it reflects the value that we used to put on intimacy. Intimacy is like a special present that you keep for yourself and for that one special person. And so you heard her talk in the video, the mother, about how that intimacy is instrumental in creating a special relationship. And now intimacy has been replaced with...
That's what I always tell myself. If you already know that you would never catch feelings for this person, you could never see them in a future, like on a real official, you could be my husband potentially, go for it. Because why not? If we click as friends, it's a higher risk to do casual sex. You're putting yourself at a higher risk because we already click as friends. Like, we're already cool without sex.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could have casual sex, but just be choosy. Know who you could do it with and who you can't do it with. That's what I always tell myself.
So now we've basically replaced the intimacy of saving that special part of yourself for you and that one special person to, I'm not even going to have sex with people I have emotions tied with because that's quote unquote too risky. But someone that I have no emotional involvement in, sure, that's the perfect candidate for casual sex. So if indeed we have moved from the era of valuing sex and saving it for one special person that's going to be your lifelong partner to casually having sex with people that we don't feel any attachment to emotionally or friendship wise, then the next question simply becomes, are you doing it responsibly? And so this is an article from Men's Health from 2017. And the survey said that 1 out of 4 men don't use condoms during one-night stands. Now, this could be read one of several different ways, but we'll get to that in a second. So the article begins, casual hookups aren't at all taboo anymore. In fact, 35% of Americans have had a one-night stand. Okay. I have a survey of more than 2,000 men and women. While there are countless things running through your mind during a random romp, using a condom should be at the top of the list. But according to the survey, 1 in 4 men had unprotected sex during a one-night stand. This actually could be reread as 1 in 4 men were able to have relations with partners who did not require protection use. So it could make it look like this is 100% on the guys making the decision, but we all understand that if there's no consent to this, someone is going to jail. And they're not talking about this here. So that's an unwritten kind of assumption here that the partners didn't mind this. And it goes on to say, what's more, 14% of Americans reported never practicing safe sex. 1/3 of men said they used a condom during the last time they had sex. So you're seeing that there's at least a group of people, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3, whichever number you want to use, that aren't using any protection at all in these casual endeavors. And so it speaks to kind of cheapening of this same relation, the same act that we heard in a black and white PSA at the beginning of this video. And in a 50 to 60 year period, it went from, mother, I'm having these feelings, why these feelings bubbling up, to just do it with whoever without protection, and it's no big deal, right? So after we evaluate, one, if people are being responsible or not in terms of being safe, the other thing we have to think about is simply, what kind of shenanigans are people actually getting into? Well, TikTok will help us with that.
This is Put a Finger Down, Places You've Had Sex edition. In a car, in a hotel, in a shower, someone else's house, a movie theater, a cemetery, school, work, a park, a river, pool, or beach, woods, or in your own house.
It's a shame. She's such a really pretty young lady. But more.
Never Have I Ever Freaky Edition! Put a finger down if you like feet. Put a finger down if you've ever pulled someone's hair or had yours pulled. Put a finger down if you've ever smacked someone's ass. Put a finger down if you bite your lip. Put a finger down if you have OnlyFans. Put a finger down if you like being blindfolded. Put a finger down if you've ever tied up someone or been tied up. Put a finger down if you like slapping people. Put a finger down if you've ever roleplayed. Put a finger down if you've ever been called freaky. How freaky are you?
Okay, so you know that these kind of challenges are going around the internet. This is just the way it's done these days. But the question I ask is simply, if these young ladies or people in general, but especially young ladies, are doing all of these kinds of things, what's left over for when you get married? But almost everything that you might consider doing is going to remind you of someone that you were with in the past, would it not? Being on the beach, in the woods outside, I don't know, in the pool, I don't know, wherever you're thinking. If you've had these kinds of experiences with people before you get married, you're not really saving a lot left to be desired for marriage. Now, I want to go back to the previous black and white video because it makes a really important point. So back in the times when we considered, saving something precious for your person that you're going to spend your life with as something to be treasured, these young ladies would have gotten advice similar to this from a matriarch.
In the height of emotion, it's not always easy to stop and think things through. But if you'll just slow down the rush and pressure of your feelings a little, then judgment has a better chance to take hold and guide you away from wrong behavior. When you can rely on judgment rather than emotion to rule your behavior, as you did tonight, then you'll really be grown up.
That would have been considered growing up. And look, we can't pretend that people weren't doing things differently, or people weren't getting down the way people get down today, but certainly they weren't at the same rates. But when you hear this kind of advice, what she's basically saying is slow down now and it'll pay off later. And basically now the way we're living our lives is live your life fast now and we'll worry about later. Well, there's one video I think that kind of it shows what later looks like. This is later. This is a young lady who, she says, 6 months of casual playthings, and this is just TikTok. You don't need the sound because it's quite visual. Beginning and the end. You can't do it casually. It's not meant to be something that you're doing casually. Not if you want to have a healthy relationship at the end of it. Now, this young lady, she tried to do whatever the casual thing was, and it didn't work for her, right? And so think about the number of young ladies who are having this kind of casual thing with guys. Like I said earlier in the video, these guys are probably, there might be the guys that are having 2, 3, 4 women. They may not be using protection with any of these women, and it feels a certain way, and you can't help but get close. And then some other guy that wants to be the husband down the line has to deal with trauma. So my question is, what are the men that are marriage-minded, the husband on the back end getting? I'm not sure. It looks like a lot, very much. It doesn't look like a lot these days. And I generally, I would say, guys, get your passports, but I will just say, even to the young ladies, you're going to live life past your 30s. There's going to be more. Save something for someone special, and he'll take care of you. Men do that. Anyways, that's all for today. I'll catch you guys in the next video.